Yo, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Today we're taking a look with another FIFA 19 Ultimate Team player review at Marco Arnautovic. This is a Premier League striker who is 82 rated. The Austrian plays for West Ham and has some, what I would say are interesting stats. He's got 79 pace and shooting, as well as 77 passing, 81 dribbling and 81 physical. So not amazing stats, but like pretty decent in all areas. To top that off, he is 6'4", so an absolute man mountain up front there. High medium work rates, he's right footed, and he does possess 4-star skills and 4-star weak foot, which again is pretty impressive considering his height and stuff. Normally players like that don't necessarily have the skill moves, but I'm pleased to say that Arnautovic does. So can he compete? Knowing that pace isn't such a big deal, or hasn't been so far on the game, can a player like this actually be almost like the meta on the game? So I wanted to try and figure that out for you today and see if this starter striker would be good enough for your team. So moving on into the in-game stats, you can see that we've used the Hawk chemistry style on Arnautovic today, and what that's going to boost is of course the pace, the shooting and the physicality. So +5 in acceleration and sprint speed, so we get him into the 80s on both of those stats. +10 to attack positioning, +10 to shot power, +5 to finishing as well, and then +5 on the strength when he already has 83. That could be a pretty big deal. Also, his aggression was already 84, so that's now 94 in game with a +10. This means that, you know, with a game like FIFA 19 where interceptions and the players are charging down left, right and centre, that could be awesome for a player like Arnautovic. So I've got a couple of squad options for you today. The first one right here is like a 2-striker formation for him to play in, where we don't have just like a full Prem team. That's the next one I'm going to show you. But we do have a Premier League strike force. We've got that sort of dynamic cam there in Mesut Ozil, and then we've got 2 West Ham strikers. You've got a nice bit of pace on Antonio, and then of course the big beast himself, Arnautovic, up front, with a Bundesliga side behind them. And then this is the main team that I actually used him in. So like a 1-striker formation, which is the 4-3-2-1, full-on Prem team. Lots of good players in there, such as Eric Bailly, Davinson Sanchez. We've got a midfield of Naby Keita and Didi and Fred, all of which worked really well in the team. And then, of course, that strike force of Xherdan Shaqiri, Heung-min Son, and then Arnautovic himself. That seems to look like it's going to work out for us. So, you know by now that my game plan is to either play this 4-3-2-1 or to switch it up and play a 4-1-2-1-2. So, again, the big Austrian would have a strike partner in that situation, and if I did play him up front, it would be to play him as a right striker, so that he could use his dominant right foot to sort of cut across the goal and stuff like that. I feel like that would work out quite well for us today. So we can move on into the clips and you can see what I like and what I don't like about him in that left-hand side. So negatives first, let's get them out of the way. Stamina is very bang average. You won't last all game long at full sprint speed with a player like this. It's just a fact. His pace was a little bit of a letdown. In a game where pace doesn't necessarily matter, I did find myself thinking, I wish he had a little bit more. I think it's more the acceleration that I was hoping for. The sprint speed, well, I know people are going to catch me up, but it was just the getting away from them to begin with that I struggled a little bit with. And then aerial ability. For someone that is 6'4", his jumping and actual aerial ability wasn't like, or heading accuracy, it wasn't actually that great. Yes, you'll be able to score a couple, but I thought it was going to be like proper target man stuff, and it turned out not quite to be the case for this player. And then agility balance, like they're obviously going to be a bit lower because, well, he is 6'4", he's a bit of a man mountain. But what I do like about Shaqiri, positioning wise, brilliant. Like he's in the right place at the right time, and whether that's just, you know, that goal there, very sloppy goal, nothing pretty, but the goalkeeper spills it and Arnautovic is there. There was another couple of times where like Heung-min Son took a shot, or it comes off the post, or it gets saved by the goalkeeper, and it's like Arnautovic is there in the right position to just tap it home. Can be a bit of a tap-in merchant if you want him to be, but can also provide a lot more magic in front of goal. The next best thing about this guy is his strength. The ability that when he is back to goal or with the ball at his feet, he is able to nicely hold off those defenders. I found him to be a great sort of big, beastly striker that can actually out-muscle defenders, which is, again, quite uncommon on this game. And it seems to work. It seems to kind of be that meta on FIFA 19. It's working for me anyway. So I think having a nice, big, strong striker up front works better than almost having that tiny but very, very pacey player because, well, pace just isn't that much of a big deal right now. Ball control, impressive for such a big guy. Again, same with the dribbling and the fact that he's got 4-star skill moves can be really useful. That Berber spin, that La Croqueta, all of those new things, you know. I specifically like the LB fake shot, which of course any player can do, but it seemed to work quite nicely with Arnautovic to, you know, get past a defender, which is brilliant, especially when you are struggling with that acceleration. The pace boost that you get off of that does help you get past even if you're a bit slower. And then overall shot power, shooting long shots, well, long shots not so much, but like the overall from outside the box you can finesse it. The long shots outside the box I didn't necessarily find to work, but I guess you could almost class a finesse shot from distance as a long shot, but the amount of shot power that you get behind it is great, and I just feel like he's nice and composed in front of goal. So there you go, guys. I actually quite rate Arnautovic, but I was hoping for a little bit more. I think he kind of fits the meta, but someone a tiny bit quicker would obviously work better. But having 6'4" magic like that definitely does work nicely for you. But maybe have a nice quick winger or another quick striker next to him that he can feed off of. So there you go. Smash a like if you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.